Hello, I'm Barry Gordon.
And I'm Andre Coleman.
And this is NewsRap live at 5.
It's been an interesting week.
It has, but before you get started, I mean, can I make a kind of a spontaneous statement here?
The floor is yours.
Thank you. Just pull it up. Okay. Last week, during the show, I made a comment that anyone who voted for Trump was stupid. I heard a lot of noise about that comment. People were very concerned. People were incensed. People were very upset. I didn't realize that they would get so upset, and it confused me why they were upset. But I did go back, and I read the transcript, and I looked at the video, and now I can understand why all of that was happening, because I meant to say that people who vote for Trump are not stupid. That's what I meant to say. I meant to say they are not stupid.
Are not
stupid. They certainly are misinformed. They're ignorant and dumb as a bag of nails. But I did not mean to say that they were stupid. I meant to say they were not stupid. And I just hope that this clarifies the situation. Thank you.
I wouldn't say that.
So what else happened? It gets...
It never ends.
It never ends. No,
and
it gets crazier and crazier.
Hey guys, guess what?
Crazier. What?
So the TriCaster shut down.
Oh no!
I know. It's live TV. What are you gonna do, right?
It is, yeah.
So we're still live though, just so you know.
All right, we're on.
Yeah. So you just don't have the clips. We're gonna play them in the edit. So we'll talk, and I can still talk to people on Facebook. So if they have questions, we'll do it through there, and we'll play them through my laptop. Okay. So
all right. That was the lovely voice, if you heard it, of Danielle Ross, our wonderful executive producer or producer. I don't know what your title is, but you're wonderful.
I would say that.
And thank you for that information. Yeah, we're live.
You know, this wood-wooden thing...
Stuff happens, so...
This wood-wooden thing is gold. You could use it for almost anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Have you tried it yet? Or?
Oh, just ask me something. Just imagine this way. Some guy who proposed...
Yeah.
Who said, we should get married?
Yeah.
He can now say, I meant to say shouldn't.
That's true.
Think about that. Well, anybody who's confessed to a crime.
If he doesn't want to be married to the person that he's married to. I wouldn't say that.
No, not you.
I'm very...
But anybody who's confessed to a crime can now say they meant to say wouldn't or would.
You have me in a place right now where I'm virtually speechless because watching, first of all, let's go back.
Okay.
And let's start to talk about, imagine what happened. First NATO, right?
Okay.
What a shambles that was. And he keeps coming back and saying, oh, what a successful meeting. I got money out of these people, and they did this, and they did that. And, the NATO, Secretary General, kind of played along with that.
Okay.
But the fact is that everywhere he went, it was just this orange bull in a china shop.
This guy can't even walk up a hallway or a little courtyard with the Queen.
No.
Without blowing it.
Well, and he was 15 minutes late.
Yeah.
It was funny because I didn't realize he was late, and I'm seeing these shots of this sweet little person, the queen, sitting there,
Hey, guys.
looking just
Waiting.
Adorable.
So we have clip
Just
number one?
waiting,
have
and
it.
every once in a while looking at her watch and saying, where is, and the band just playing music, and they're making things up. I don't know. They were going to break into Hamilton any minute.
So it
because
seems like
they were running out of traditional songs.
And I don't want to interrupt you. It seems like we are going to have the clips.
Oh, okay. But that's not NATO. So we were talking about NATO. Then we get to Helsinki, and hopefully we have the first Helsinki clip.
Would you now, with the whole world watching, tell President Putin, would you denounce what happened in 2016, and would you warn him to never do it again?
All I can do is ask the question. My people came to me, Dan Coates came to me, and some others. They said they think it's Russia. I have President Putin. He just said it's not Russia. I will say this. I don't see any reason why it would be. I will tell you that President Putin was extremely strong and powerful in his denial today. And what he did is an incredible offer. He offered to have the people working on the case come and work with their investigators with respect to the 12 people. I think that's an incredible offer.
An incredible offer.
To turn over Americans to the
Turn
Russians
over
for
Americans,
questions.
including a former ambassador, Michael
questioning.
McFaul. Bill Browder, who was actually the force behind getting the sanctions in the first place through the Magnitsky.
That would never end. We would get down to reporters.
Yeah.
What if they wanted to question Hillary Clinton?
Yeah.
I mean, if people cannot see how dangerous this guy is, just by him saying, I think that's a terrific idea, then there really is a problem. Mm-hmm. Not just with him, but with part of the voting public in this country.
So are we ready to call it what it is? Are we ready to say that if someone seems to take the side of a foreign power against his own government, that's treason? So what I want to do is to invite calls. We can talk about this, but really, what is there to say? You watched it.
Yep. The whole world saw it.
The whole world saw a performance by a president of the United States as shameful as anything we have ever seen. And I'm not a militant, but I believe that our intelligence agencies have done the work. They have discovered the crime. They've discovered the culprit.
Well, let's just cut to the chase. They caught those assholes, is what you're saying.
That's right.
They caught them.
That's right.
They know who it was.
That's right. So we have a call. Eric, how you doing?
Hi, fellas.
What's going on?
Yes, I want to know your opinion on the president actually having a meeting with Putin. Do you think that the Republicans disapprove of him having that long meeting? And also, were we fully prepared for this meeting?
I don't think he was prepared at all.
He wasn't prepared at all. And did they approve? They sure don't now.
And I'll be shocked if this second meeting, if it happens,
right,
it will be nothing like the first meeting. It'll be nothing at all. And to go a step further, understand this, and this is what I've been thinking about this all week. So you have the guy responsible for the crime, responsible for the hacking of our elections. Mm-hmm. And then you have the guy standing next to him making excuses and helping him cover up that crime. Is that a crime?
Well, some people thought it was. I mean, some people said if you want to know whether there's collusion, you're watching it.
That's what I thought. I thought he colluded in front of the whole world.
Yeah.
Right then and there.
I think he did. And as far as whether he was prepared, Eric, was there any evidence that he was prepared? We'll never know.
Well,
because he was alone in that room. Now, maybe Putin has the tape, but maybe we'll find out someday what was said in that room. But
I'm going to go a step further. He was prepared. He was prepared to kiss every part of Putin's behind.
Yeah.
And he could not wait to do it in private and in public, and he succeeded at that. So if that was his goal, then yes, he was very, very, very much prepared.
And the other question is, what did he look like a person who was under the gun
Yeah.
by Putin? Does Putin have what the Russians call kompromat? And I didn't think so, frankly. That's not where my mind has been the last year or so. But I think so now.
Well, they had to have it if they helped.
I think so now.
Well,
yeah.
if he knows that they helped his campaign,
That's right.
then they had it.
That's
But
right.
now, was there some secret undercover, secret probation tape?
Sure.
I mean, that's debatable. 626-794-8585.
That's right. And thank you, Eric, for calling. So, and we have another call. Damien. Hello, Damien. NewsRap. Welcome.
Hey, can you guys hear me?
I
Yes.
can hear you.
All right. I was watching last week, and if Trump voters aren't stupid, then what are they? Why would somebody in 2016 vote for Trump, and how could somebody in good conscience in 2018 still support him as the president of the United States? What do you think, Barry?
I think you're 100% right, but I've been saying this for an incredibly long time because there was so much evidence during the campaign. I mean, I'm not surprised at what we got because he was showing us what we would get. It wasn't like, he came on like, John Kennedy and then all of a sudden went new. He was what he is.
Right. And what we've seen now is the excuse at that point was that he would grow into the presidency.
Oh, yeah.
And that there were people like his daughter who would keep him accountable. Well, we've seen that hasn't happened in 2 years.
No. And people said we'll surround him with people who are sane and his daughter and, he'll pick great people because he's a professional. What was the guy that said there was this guy?
And he speaks his mind.
I know. There was a guy about 300 pounds with a red hat on that was on television saying, well, he's an entrepreneur. That's what we need, an entrepreneur.
Yeah, well, you got it, pal.
Well, yeah. You got an entrepreneur. But all of this goes to, and thank you, Damien, for the call. All this goes to not understanding, and this goes back to stupid, I'm sorry. It's not understanding what being president is. It's not being an entrepreneur.
Are we talking about the voters or are we talking about
the voters?
The president?
It's not being an entrepreneur. It's not being a businessman.
It's not saying whatever you want.
The skills are entirely different.
Right.
Entirely different. And anyone that thinks that, he made us some real estate deals, so he's going to be great for America, just is misinformed. They're not thinking.
It's not a reality TV show.
No.
It's real life. It's the real world.
That's right. And he's not fired yet. Linda.
We can hope.
Yeah. Hi. Welcome to NewsRap.
Hello.
Hi.
My name is Evgenia, and I have a question for you.
Oh, you're not Linda. What's your name?
My name is Evgenia.
Oh, Evgenia.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi. If Putin hadn't helped Trump win the election, would Hillary have won?
So would Clinton have won? Is that what you're asking?
Hillary have won. Sorry for my Russian accent.
So would he have won? Is that what you're asking?
Yes.
Would Trump have won without Putin's
the help?
We'll never know.
Hillary won?
Yeah, we'll never know.
Would Hillary have won?
We can't say who would have won. I mean, it would take some time traveling to figure it out, and we would never know. I mean, we can definitely say that neither one of them were the best candidate that we've ever seen, I don't think. I mean, I think both had baggage, for sure.
Yeah, but we'll never know. Now, remember, though, that the real culprit here is the Electoral College because Hillary Clinton won the popular vote. So
by an astronomical amount.
2.7 million more people voted for Hillary Clinton than for Donald Trump. Right. So actually, that kind of softens when I say that the American voter is stupid, because not really. The majority of the American voters were not.
Right.
But the Electoral College worked in such a way
which
that
one of its functions was that so a tyrant could not get in office. So that the
Exactly.
people could not just put an idiot into the office. And
Exactly.
instead, they put the idiot in the office.
Yeah.
Thank you for your call.
That's. I think that's the definition of irony.
Is it not?
I think it is. I think it is. Thanks, Evgenia. So, the question, of course, now we're hearing some other things because, it's not just Putin. It's a whole grab bag,
of course,
of scummy things about the president of the United States. Yeah. His morals, his affairs, his attitude,
this guy
his tone,
that's been my point all along. Even if you take out the Russian, just the who this guy was, period. People shouldn't have voted on him based on that alone, especially when we got to the Access Hollywood tape. I mean, come on.
I know. So we have not heard, and I'm wondering why, we have not heard from any Trump justifiers yet. So I'm waiting.
They may be getting harder and harder to find.
I'm waiting. Well, they may be getting harder to find.
Okay.
Now we have the clip now of the actual walk back.
Okay.
From no, I don't see why it would be Russia.
Why it would be.
Why it would be Russia, okay. But that's not what he meant to say.
Right.
So
I thought that I made myself very clear by having just reviewed the transcript. Now, I have to say, I came back and I said, what is going on? What's the big deal? So I got a transcript. I reviewed it. I actually went out and reviewed a clip of an answer that I gave. And I realized that there is a need for some clarification. It should have been obvious. I thought it would be obvious, but I would like to clarify just in case it wasn't. In a key sentence in my remarks, I said the word would instead of wouldn't. The sentence should have been, I don't see any reason why I wouldn't or why it wouldn't be Russia. So just to repeat it, I said the word would instead of wouldn't. And the sentence should have been, and I thought it would be maybe a little bit unclear on the transcript or unclear on the actual video.
He's just going to keep going, so we figured we'd cut it off.
Oh,
that's something that we call in the entertainment industry flop sweat.
That's what you call it?
That's what we call it. That's what you were watching. You were watching a man. The fact that he had to repeat it 4 times.
The fact he had the nerve to say it one time.
Well, yeah, but then had to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it.
How many times was this guy on Fox News between the initial statement and the walk back? He did at least 2 interviews on Fox?
Mm-hmm.
Did he change would to wouldn't?
Not on Fox, no.
Did he change it on Twitter or anywhere before then?
No.
So just he woke up, decided to review the clip.
Right.
And tell us 28 times he meant.
Right. And I think the important thing about that clip is that, I apologized when we started. I said, no, I didn't mean to say that Trump voters were stupid. I meant to say they were not stupid. But there's one thing that's crystal clear. Trump thinks you're stupid.
Yeah. And
crystal clear.
The other thing from that clip that's crystal clear was when his barber showed him a picture and said, would you like your hair like this? He said, I would, and he probably meant wouldn't.
It probably meant wouldn't, yeah.
And he should have stopped that, and he should go tell that guy what he really meant.
Oh, you're just going to go to lunch on this one.
Hey.
It's just going to keep going and keep going.
Just think, the President of the United States did not realize he needed an N, an apostrophe, and a T. Mm-hmm. What if it was, should we press the button and go to war?
Oh, I meant to say shouldn't.
Yeah.
I know.
It's just.
I know. Well, if you don't want to talk with us, call us at 626-794-8585.
I would.
Or wouldn't. Now.
Well,
so let's talk.
Wait.
Okay.
A question just struck me.
Okay.
What shouldn't he have said to make up for his mistake? What was a better statement?
Well, certainly not that. I mean,
course.
a better statement would. Well, he didn't have a better statement.
I have one for him.
Okay.
During the closed conversation,
Yeah.
this is what I said. And then he lies about that, which he can't be caught on.
You might get away with that because you're right, he's used that with Merkel and he used it with May, where they say, oh, he's so charming and friendly with them in public, but he reads them the riot act in private. So maybe, but it still didn't have that.
Well, no,
tone.
nothing was going to save this. But he went to
that tone.
He went to the worst possible thing he could possibly go to.
He was so far up Putin's you-know-what that I don't think anything was going to save that moment. And the interesting thing is that Hillary Clinton, like her, don't like her, kind of predicted this.
Yeah, she did.
She kind of predicted this. Do we have the clip, Chevelle?
From everything I see, has no respect for this person.
Well, that's because he'd rather have a puppet as president of the United States.
No puppet.
And it's pretty clear.
You're the puppet.
It's pretty clear you won't admit that the Russians have engaged in cyber attacks against the United States of America, that you encouraged espionage against our people, that you are willing to spout the Putin line, sign up for his wish list, break up NATO, do whatever he wants to do, and that you continue to get help from him because he has a very clear favorite in this race.
Well, she may not be president, but she definitely has a second career as a psychic.
Yeah.
Because she nailed that.
Did you see the kiss?
What are we seeing, right? The breakup of, we're seeing him go after NATO. Now he's going after the whole principle. By the way, with NATO, he's going over the whole principle of Article 5. And any of you Trump supporters, do you know the only time that Article 5, which let me explain, is the article in NATO that says that an attack on one NATO member is an attack on all NATO members? So here's a quiz for you. When was the only time that Article 5 was invoked? In other words, what was the country that other NATO members ran to the defense of? It only happened once. What's the answer?
9/11, the U.S.?
Darn right.
Had to be.
The United States is the only country that was actually a subject of Article 5, where the NATO members rallied around us after 9/11. They fought with us in Afghanistan. They split with us on Iraq. That's another story.
Right.
But they definitely were with us.
I think
when anyone says, you know, another guy, not the entrepreneur guy, but another guy who was being interviewed said, well, you know, NATO's never done anything for us. No, I'm sorry. He said the world's never done anything for us. Why should we do anything for it? I kid you not. These are the people that marked the ballot for Donald
This is what happens when you go find some ham and egger who's got a Confederate flag on a pickup truck and put a mic in front of his face and put him on camera. You know, that's never a good idea.
No.
Let's just be honest. But I think the easier way to say what you just said is he's going after everybody but Putin.
Yeah.
That's what this comes down to. He's attacked Americans. I mean, right before he stood next to this guy, he said the media was the enemy.
That's right.
Or the press was the media, is the enemy of the people.
Yeah, now he's going after Montenegro. And nobody even knows where Montenegro is, but he's going after it.
You know, everybody. So Montenegro isn't the leader of that country. That's the guy that he kind of shoved back on the photo op, right?
Mm-hmm.
This dude has some problems, man.
He does, but we have a bigger one because I don't know how long we can survive with him as president of the United States. And so that leads to another question. Do the Democrats finally step up and make getting rid of Donald Trump not necessarily but a campaign issue
well, it has to be.
In 2018? Because right now, they seem very reluctant to do that. They're afraid that there's going to be blowback. They're afraid there's going to be backlash. And as long as the Democrats are afraid to tell it like it is regarding what we have to do, because the Republicans will not do it.
You cannot,
Only the
as
Democrats
an
can
elected
do it.
official, and you ran for office, an elected official cannot do his or her job based on will there be blowback.
No.
You have to simply do what's right for the country. I have a problem with Nancy Pelosi saying that impeachment will not be on the table.
Well, let's continue that conversation. I have a feeling that we're running out of time on our stream, but we're going to stay on. Oh, we've got a minute. Okay.
And then we go right to Facebook.
And then we will go to Facebook and hang in with you guys.
And we
for
can take
another
your
15
questions
minutes.
there, too.
Yeah, absolutely. We can definitely take questions. So we're going to look forward to your Facebook questions. And let me leave you with that thought. And that thought is, should Democrats make impeachment, or at least investigation toward impeachment, a major issue in this campaign?
And he means Democrats in Congress.
That's correct.
Because I think Democratic voters have been there for a long time.
Democratic voters have been there for a long time. Yeah. All right. I think that does it for us.
So now we jump to the virtual portal.
Now we jump to Facebook, but in the meantime, we should sign off. So
I'm Andre Coleman.
And I'm Barry Gordon, and this has been NewsRap Live at 5.
See you next week.
Yes.